Welcome back to the Art of Podcast. My name is Elizabeth, and I am so glad you are here with me again. Today, we explore something that touches every aspect of our lives, yet so many of us struggle with it: the art of patience. Patience is often misunderstood. We think of it as waiting quietly, as doing nothing, or as enduring frustration without complaint. But true patience is much more than that. Patience is a skill, a mindset, a way of living. It is the ability to remain calm, present, and steady, even when life does not move as quickly as we want, or when outcomes seem uncertain. There was a time I was working on a personal goal that felt incredibly important to me. I had invested time, effort, and hope, yet progress was slow. Every day, I wanted results immediately. I felt frustrated, anxious, and impatient. One evening, I realized that my impatience was only making the process harder. I decided to shift my mindset. Instead of rushing toward the outcome, I began to focus on each small step, each lesson learned along the way. Slowly, I noticed change. Slowly, I began to grow. That moment taught me that patience is not about waiting passively. It is about engaging fully with the present moment, while trusting the process. Think about your own life. How often do you feel rushed? How often do you wish things would happen faster? Whether it is personal growth, relationships, or goals, most of us live in a world obsessed with speed. Instant responses, quick results, immediate gratification. And in that rush, we often miss the lessons, the beauty, and the growth that happen slowly. Patience is not easy. It requires awareness, it requires practice, and it requires trust. Trust that things are unfolding in their own time, and trust that you are capable of handling the journey. Let me share another story. A friend of mine was learning a new skill. She was determined and enthusiastic, but every mistake she made frustrated her. She felt like giving up many times. One day, she reminded herself, mastery takes time, mistakes are part of learning, and patience is her ally. Slowly, with repeated effort and self-kindness, she improved. She not only achieved her goal, but also discovered a sense of calm and resilience she had never experienced before. That is the gift of patience. Patience is also deeply connected to emotional well-being. When we rush, we become anxious, stressed, and irritable. When we practice patience, we cultivate calm, presence, and perspective. We learn to respond to life rather than react impulsively. We develop a mindset that says, I can handle this moment. I can wait for this outcome, and I will grow through it. So how can we practice the art of patience in daily life? First, focus on the present. Instead of worrying about the future or lamenting the past, give your full attention to what is happening right now. Each moment deserves presence. Second, reframe your perspective. Slow progress is still progress. Waiting is not wasted time. It is preparation, learning, and growth. Third, practice self-kindness. Impatience often comes from harsh self-judgment. Remind yourself that growth takes time, mistakes are normal, and you are allowed to move at your own pace. Fourth, take deep breaths when frustration arises. Physical pause creates mental pause. It allows you to reset and respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. Fifth, celebrate small milestones. Each tiny step forward is proof that progress is happening, even if it does not look like the end goal yet. I want to share a reflection. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active engagement with life, even when outcomes are uncertain. It is choosing to trust the process, even when it's uncomfortable. It is finding peace in the journey, rather than obsessing over the destination. Patience also transforms relationships. When we are patient with others, we listen more deeply, we respond more kindly, and we allow people space to grow. It teaches empathy, compassion, and understanding. And when we are patient with ourselves, we reduce stress, prevent burnout, and nurture our own growth. Let me ask you this. What is one area of your life where impatience shows up most? Is it in work, relationships, personal growth, or daily tasks? How would your experience change if you approached it with patience, presence, and trust? Patience is a practice we cultivate slowly, just like a garden. It requires daily care, repeated effort, and sometimes long seasons before we see the fruits. But when we practice, the harvest is incredible. Peace, clarity, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for life. As we close this episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Patience is not a weakness. It is not inaction. It is strength, wisdom, and love. Love for yourself, love for others, and love for life. Each moment you practice patience is a step toward a calmer, more centered, and more fulfilled version of yourself. Thank you for sharing this time with me today, and I hope this episode encourages you to slow down, trust the journey, and embrace the growth that comes with every step, no matter how long it takes.